Hello and welcome to a book review by Warhammer 40k bookreviews.com. Today I'm taking a look at the Horus Heresy book, 1,000 Suns. If you know a little about the Warhammer 40k universe, then you're probably familiar with psykers. Psykers are people that are able to tap into the gnarly powers of the warp and use them for all sorts of impressive feats, from divining the future to projecting bullet-stopping shields, or straight up just shoot lightning out of their fingers and burn people to cinders. The Space Marine Legion 1,000 Suns was originally made up entirely of Marines that had psychic capabilities to varying degrees. If the idea of an enhanced super soldier wearing a suit of near indestructible power armor is not scary enough, try adding some shoots flames from their fingertips into the mixture, and you can imagine the sort of effectiveness in battle that this legion had. 1,000 Suns tells the story about this legion and how they fell from the path of loyalty to the Emperor during the Horus Heresy, eventually being all but destroyed in an apocalyptic battle on their home planet of Prospero. The main characters in the book are Magnus the Red, Primarch of the 1,000 Suns, and his chief librarian, Arsec Ahriman, who's another very infamous character in the Warhammer 40k universe. As the story opens, they are both devoted followers of the Emperor, seeking to spread the influence of the Imperium across the galaxy, bringing one planet after the other into compliance with the ideals of Terra. While the gifts of the Legion soldiers are extremely handy for flash roasting anyone or anything that defies the Emperor of mankind, they're also a cause for suspicion and fear for the citizens of the Imperium, and even to the other Space Marine legions. The 1,000 Suns are branded as a legion full of sorcerers that use dangerous dark magic, and their practice is only tolerated for their unquestionable results on the battlefield. As events unfold during the course of the book, Magnus is forced to choose between the continued quest for knowledge of the warp and the promise of immense power that it holds, or obeying his father, the Emperor, and stepping away from his lifelong pursuits. The story hits several awesome high points, like the Council of Nicaea, where the Emperor banned the use of psykers in all the Space Marine legions, and of course the climactic battle on Prospero itself, that sees the Space Wolves Legion pitting themselves against the psychic might of the 1,000 Suns in an all-out war of annihilation. The main characters in 1,000 Suns are well realized in general, but the star of the book is definitely Magnus himself. The author Graham McNeill does an excellent job of realizing Magnus as a Primarch that finds himself in a terrible dilemma. Magnus is clearly a being of almost godlike power, even more so than most of the other Primarchs. This power makes him arrogant and unwilling to listen to criticism from outsiders, whom he considers to be unenlightened. At the same time, though, it's clear that the 1,000 Sun Primarch desperately seeks the love and approval of his father. The fall of the 1,000 Suns Legion is portrayed as a much more tragic event than, for example, the turn of the Sons of Horus. The 1,000 Suns strive to follow the commands of the Emperor, but fail through their own hubris and because of their misunderstood nature, which is of course especially reviled by their eventual arch-nemesis, the Space Wolves. As I read the book, I felt sad for Magnus and his legion. If only things had been a little different, they might have remained a loyalist legion. This is in sharp contrast, I think, to legions such as the Wordbearers or the Emperor's Children, which comes off as being much more critically and fundamentally flawed from the start and inevitable candidates for the corruption of chaos. There's a lot to like about 1,000 Suns, whether you're a Horus Heresy fan that is looking for entertaining descriptions of the defining events of the heresy, or if you're simply looking for a good Warhammer 40k book. If you're interested in the 1,000 Suns Legion in particular, of course, which I think is one of the most interesting legions in the 40k lore, then the book becomes even more enjoyable, but it's not an all-and requirement for enjoying the book. I give 1,000 Suns 5 out of 5 chainswords.